We can't help genetics, but we can control our lifestyle choices that alter our epigenome. I'm Kaviria Letza. Thank you for tuning in to my podcast, Unlocking the Pathways to a Healthy Lifestyle. Here, I will share with you ways in which you can reach your goals for creating and sustaining a healthy lifestyle. Hello, health enthusiasts. Welcome to my podcast, Unlocking the Pathways to a Healthy Lifestyle. I'm your host and health and wellness advocate, Kaviria. In today's episode, we will explore the exciting world of intermittent fasting and the numerous advantages that this dietary practice can bring to your health and well-being. Intermittent fasting is a pattern of eating that involves designated periods of fasting, not eating per se, and eating ad libitum. You can eat as much as you can as often as necessary or desire. This has gained considerable attention due to its potential positive impacts on our bodies and minds. Intermittent fasting can support healthy weight management by promoting fat burning and reducing calorie intake while preserving lean muscle mass. Research suggests that intermittent fasting may improve insulin sensitivity, regulate blood sugar levels, and reduce the risk of chronic conditions such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Now, whether you're new to intermittent fasting or are already practicing it, this podcast aims to provide you with valuable knowledge and practical tips and evidence-based insights about the benefits of this eating pattern. So join me as I dive into the world of intermittent fasting and explore the potential advantages it can bring to your health, weight management, energy levels, and overall quality of life. I truly know about 5 different types of intermittent fasting. There's religious fasting, fasting for religious or spiritual purposes where you can limit calories or abstinence from certain foods. Take Ramadan, for instance. Muslims practice Ramadan for a month where they are not allowed to eat, drink, smoke, or engage in any sensual activity between dawn and sunset during the holy month. I know when I was in Afghanistan during this time, it was respectful not to drink water or eat in front of the nationals. Then there's alternate day fasting. Complete fasting every other day, whereas alternate modified day fasting allows for only a single midday meal to be consumed on fasting days. Fasting days can range from 75% to 100% calorie restricting. Time restricted eating. Time restricted eating is the most popular. Daily food intake is reduced to a window of time. It extends the nocturnal fasting. So both alternate day fasting and time restricted eating extend night fasting. For instance, fasting period of 16 to 8. You fast for 16 hours and you eat during the 8 hours. Caloric restriction is reducing the average daily caloric intake window that is typical without depriving your essential nutrients. For instance, if you intake 2,000 calories, you would limit your intake to 1,800 calories. But I suggest you keep a food diary and monitor to what you deem is necessary to remove. Then you have the 5-2 fast. This is modified fasting that occurs 2 times weekly. 25% of your energy or your calorie intake is consumed on the fast days rather than a complete fast, and ad libitum on the remaining 5 days. Ad libitum, you've heard me say this plenty of times already, is you can eat as much or often as necessary or desired. Now hold that thought. During your fasting, I highly suggest you drink water. Regardless of fasting, ensure you drink enough water. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot. When I hear people talk about why they fast, the number one reason is because of weight loss. Your body utilizes fat stores for its energy, and fatty acids called ketones are released into the bloodstream, therefore promoting weight loss and reduction in belly fat. Before I became pregnant, I practiced time-restricted fasting. I would eat around 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. roughly, and I would stop eating around 7 p.m. My nocturnal fasting would extend to 14 hours or so, and I would have so much energy to tackle my day. So much energy that I still was able to get up in the morning and work out, be at the gym by 6 a.m., and coffee was just a treat to me. I broke my fast with my brew mixed with MCT oil powder. Fasting changes cardiometabolic health, such as decreased blood pressure and insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is when your cells in your muscles, fat, and liver don't respond well to insulin and can't use glucose from your blood for energy. That's our primary source of energy. So your pancreas continues to make more insulin, and over time, your blood sugar levels increase, promoting insulin resistance. It takes 36 hours to promote reversing of insulin resistance. Fasting also decreases your LDL cholesterol and triglycerides, low density lipoproteins. Low density lipoproteins are your bad cholesterol and makes up most of your body's cholesterol. I mentioned before, our body produces our cholesterol. We don't need to intake more cholesterol. Now, our LDL transports cholesterol from the liver around our body to tissues and body cells. It's best to keep our LDLs below 100 milligrams per deciliter. High triglycerides are associated with increased risk of stroke or heart disease. Fasting increases HDL cholesterol, another great benefit. HDL, or high density lipoprotein, absorbs cholesterol in the blood and carries it back to the liver. The liver then flushes it from the body. Now, it's best to keep our high density lipoproteins above 60 milligrams per dl for both men and women. Fasting reduces the risk for aging related chronic diseases such as arthritis, osteoporosis, stroke, dementia, cancer, chronic kidney diseases, Parkinson's, or Alzheimer's, and decrease oxidative stress and inflammation. Are you ready to start fasting yet? I sure hope so. But obviously, I recommend talking to your healthcare provider first before you pick up any new health regimen. If you wanted to start fasting to improve your lifestyle, I suggest you start with your intention. What is the reason you want to fast? Think of the benefits I listed before. Is it because you want to lose weight, improve your cardiometabolic numbers, have more energy, reduce your chances of any age-related illnesses? If you have a why that is important to you, you are more than likely going to stick with your new lifestyle change. I would encourage you to keep a time-stamped food diary. Use your phone. Is actually easier. How many times do we see people driving with their phones, texting, emailing? This is to notice that what you're eating, the time you're eating, and you will notice how you're feeling before and after you eat a certain meal. How does that make you feel? It may sound like a lot, but if you do the work in the beginning, you will begin to benefit in the end, because this is where you begin to cut unnecessary calories. See what time is suitable for you to break your fast and begin your fast, etc. You see it all written down on paper or in your phone. Of course, you will want to start small. You will gradually begin to enter your fast. You're not skipping a meal. That's a common misconception. You're not actually skipping a meal, but theoretically, you're breaking your fast at a different time than normal. If you break your fast at 7 a.m., begin at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Or if you stop eating at 10:30 p.m., move that time up ahead to 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Introduce yourself to this gradually. The general rule is fasting for 12 hours to 16 hours. The longer fasting period may lead to greater depletion of glycogen stores, which can trigger higher levels of fat burning. How do you manage your hunger, you say? You typically can do this by distracting yourself. Drink a glass of water, drink herbal tea, but don't add honey. Go exercising. Believe it or not, exercising during a fasting state increases the release of glycogen stores to be used by the muscle cells and the brain, where you won't feel hungry for a period of time after the workout. Before I had my daughter, I worked out every morning, like around 6 a.m. It was not only rejuvenating, I had more energy and my body just felt and looked great. Now I work out midday or the evening until she can actually get some sleep throughout the night. But like I said, it was easier for me to fast up until 11 or 12 because that workout just gave me the life I needed. It's more about controlling your mind. When you are not fasting, when you're eating, eat high protein, high fat meals. Also eat more fiber. Schedule your fasting over the night hours when you're sleeping. Journal what makes you want to eat. Are you an emotional eater? Do you eat when you're excited? Do you eat when you're sad? Do you eat because you're bored? Those things matter. Now, the next question. How do you break your fast? You break your fast with a nutritious meal. That's very important. Make choices to consume foods that support your overall health and well-being, such as, like I mentioned before, foods that contain fiber, protein, and healthy fats. For instance, I will break my fast with boiled eggs, carrots, greens, and bulletproof coffee. Coffee with MCT oil powder in there. I drink a protein shake with berries, almonds, milk, spinach, and kiwi. I will have an avocado and boiled eggs, avocado toast. You can also choose to have oatmeal. I chose steel cut organic oats with nuts like walnuts, pecans, or almonds with my bulletproof coffee. Avoid packaged foods and stick with whole foods like fruits and vegetables. This is important to ensure that you maintain positive gut health. Eat foods that contribute to keeping your cardiometabolic numbers low. No trans fat, low carbohydrates. Eat foods that don't contribute to inflammation. If you're fasting for weight loss, fasting will most likely make you hungry. In fact, you'll be starving if you're new to it. So portion control, monitoring your caloric intake is very, very important. Now, I would suggest to combat this, the key is to meal prep. Having your meals ready to go. Decreasing the time that you have to allow for unnecessary snacking, for eating out, and the risk for overeating, essentially. Fasting while intermittent fasting, if you're not a competitive athlete, can be beneficial for you. This combination can decrease your fat mass, allowing for quicker weight loss and improving your lean mass. This is because your body depletes the glycogen stores that are preserved and then going into fat burning state. It has been said that you can lose about 6 to 8 pounds a month if you consistently stay active by exercising and fasting. Intermittent fasting and exercise can improve your immune system. Intermittent fasting and exercise may slow down aging and disease processes as it may cause changes in metabolism. Intermittent fasting and exercise also may increase autophagy. It's a great word. Autophagy is a process that helps destroy unwanted or damaged cells to regenerate newer and healthier ones. This is that anti-aging we were talking about earlier. Now, there are risks to exercising while fasting, like low blood sugar levels and poor performance. Like I mentioned, if you're not competing, this will be actually might be beneficial for you. But of course, I also suggest speaking with a healthcare professional if this is something that interests you. You want to get more specific goals that are more pertaining to you and your lifestyle. Fasting brings common concerns and misconceptions. One of them is you can eat ad libitum. Again, ad libitum is eating pretty much what you want, when you want, whatever you feel necessary. That is the biggest common misconception. And I'm here to say that is not the case. That is a false statement. Sure, you have eating restrictions, but that doesn't mean eating candy bars, chips, pizza, and drinking pop, all of which are high in sugar, saturated fats, trans fats, and of course, number one, calories. Calories out minus calories in is the way that you will lose your weight. Although you may see a decrease in weight, this is not the way to help you reach your goal of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Because breaking your fast with something nutritious is going to get the job done quicker and allow you to live a healthier lifestyle. I can't stress this enough. Always consult with your healthcare provider before starting something new, such as intermittent fasting. Some concerns about fasting, like I mentioned before, could be decreased metabolism, low blood pressure, lightheadedness, dizziness, hunger, fatigue, and of course, a decrease in muscle mass. This is also a common concern because you're not eating for an extended period of time. Also, our brains rely on glucose to function. We could also experience brain fog like memory loss, attention, and mood swings, mood disorders until you get into a routine. You'll get used to it. Your body will get used to it. Of course, I suggest increasing your intake of water. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, this is not the way to go about losing weight. Stay tuned. I have a segment on that. Some people I've worked with in the past had a positive testament when it came to their intermittent fasting. They mentioned they had a lot of energy, they felt lighter, their mind was clear, they didn't experience any anxiety, any pain, any inflammation. Some with a history of headaches and seasonal allergies made claims their headaches even went away and that they did not have any seasonal allergies, didn't experience any food cravings, any mindless eating, or emotional eating. They ate with intention as they didn't have a strong desire for food. Personally, I can attest to all of those sentiments exactly. As you can see, there are many benefits to intermittent fasting: weight loss, improved cardiometabolic numbers and insulin sensitivity, improved energy, and more. When adapting this lifestyle, start with a goal in mind. It's easier to create a habit when you set an intention. Remember that. Set your intention. Start slow. Begin by changing the time you break your fast: 1 hour, 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours. Consume your last meal 1 to 2 hours ahead of time. To curb your hunger, drink water or Ovaltine, or sparkling water works also. Distract yourself by going for a walk or watching a movie, even phoning a friend. Maybe start journaling. It's always helpful to understand your emotions behind eating and also document the time you are eating, so that way you can better see what's a good time for you to make your last meal or to start your meal. It's very important to consume nutritional foods. This is not a diet, but this is a way to improve your lifestyle. Of course, before you begin intermittent fasting, I think this is like the third or fourth time I said this, I would suggest you speak with a healthcare professional. There can be some risks like fatigue and low blood pressure, insomnia, and even headaches due to the sudden changes in your food consumption. Thank you for viewing this episode on unlocking the benefits, exploring intermittent fasting. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and share my channel. Stay tuned for more content as we unlock the pathways to a healthy lifestyle. Don't forget to comment. See you soon.